So how did practice go?
Good. Again, we worked really hard last week, ended with a lift on Friday, gave them the weekend off, and they came back in the right frame of mind today. We got a lot done.
Nelson, your philosophy around here typically is it's you guys against you guys anyway. Weeks like this, when you know the expectation level is nothing can go wrong on Saturday, is that even a problem for you, just because you guys deal with this kind of everything?
Yeah,
anyway?
it can be a problem, obviously, but I think hopefully we learned from last week, because last week, clearly, or 2 weeks ago, we were just worried about ourselves, and it's got to be the same thing. So we can't just do it, when we want to do it. We got to be that all the time. So that's a great, challenge for our leadership and our team to be the same team consistently this week.
Do you have a feel for how much better you guys got over the bye weeks, and especially you had 2 games, 2 sets of film?
I do. I think there was a lot of young guys that stepped up and responded to the challenge, and again, we got after them pretty good. It was a very mature team. We practiced hard for 3 days. They lifted hard. A lot of them ran on Friday. Everybody was back on time Sunday, so it was a good mentality. And maybe at some positions, maybe guys are fighting for the starting job, but there's probably more jobs where guys are fighting, between 2 and 3, which we haven't had. So that's good. That's good to see that we're finally starting to get those fights between 2 and 3, and 1 and 2 instead of just 1 and 2.
With Artie Burns, I guess he's a 1 and 2 battle now. What has he done to elevate himself?
Well, he had a good week, and he's scratching and clawing. He's getting better. There's a couple of things we need to fix in his game. He's been challenged with that, but I think we're making progress with him. I'm excited for him. We'll see who can rise to the occasion this week and answer that challenge, because it's not just he's competing on that side. He's competing with Antonio and Elder and the guys on the other side as well. So it's a good battle right now.
Third down success rate now. How much did you guys work on that?
A lot. Yeah, we got to get that fixed. There's no question about it. And again, it starts with me and the philosophy. I had to look at some things. I challenged the offense to look at some things, and then we did some things philosophically. And obviously we practiced it a lot. So again, that starts with me, Tim, and we got to get it fixed.
Was there one thing that just sort of jumped out about that, or was it just a lot of 3 and 7s, 3 and 9 stuff you got to avoid?
Well, just a lot of things. You got to avoid those downs for sure. And again, the way the game unfolded, again, philosophically, that was my choice. Rather than risk it, I just wanted to play field position. I thought our punter was punting exceptionally well, and I thought Steven did a good job managing the game. And again, the one that I regret is I should have mandated a check down on that 3rd and 20 after the second down. I reversed that failed.
Offensive line wise, you comfortable with those 5 that you got now with Chantrell at tackle, Feliciano at guard?
Well, I think Chantrell is probably right now playing his best football, so I'm excited about that. I think Gall and Gabois made progress last week, and again, so hopefully we can go into the game with 8. And then we'll go from there, 8 and maybe 9. So between Bunch, Wheeler, Gabois, and Gall, and then obviously when Danny comes back, he would be 10, unless Hunter Wells can make a step up this week.
How'd Dion Bush move? Is it back up now? Might he play this
We'll
Saturday?
See. Again, I have to go look at the tape, Susan, and all honestly, but we'll see where he is today. He was really good early last week, got a little bit sore on Thursday. We'll see how he came back on the film today, but I think he was better. We'll take a look at it and see. But clearly he's a guy that has a lot of experience, and we'd like to see him come back and help us.
It's kind of a slippery slope to ask this, but do you spend more time this week prepping 2s and 3s in anticipation?
We're not going there, Tim. I think you know me well enough to know. I mean, to me, we got to get better, man. We got 3.5 months, left of football. We got to get better. We're not. No, we can't. We can't keep winning if we don't fix the things that we got to fix. And I think the guys understand that. And Florida exposed some things in our game that we better get fixed and be honest about and be humble about and go back to work. But, we don't have time, when we're not completing the ball the way we want to complete it. And there's so many other things that we need to get fixed. I don't think we can talk about, getting 2s and 3s ready. We got to get everybody ready and move forward.
How's Gus Edwards looking?
Good. Again, I thought he made progress last week. Got to get him to continue to run behind his pads, drop his pads for us. Again, he's a willing kid. He's excited. He wants an opportunity. But I thought he made progress. I thought a lot of those young guys made progress. He was one of them.
Rashawn Scott, has he shown you that he's ready to come back a little bit earlier?
No. I think sometime before or after Carolina. You know, if that's the midpoint, you know, it's either going to be before or after. You know, and we'll see. And I think Danny's on the same time frame. You know, is that Georgia Tech? I don't know. You know, but it would be, you know, just silly for me to speculate, to be honest with you.
What's the most positive part of after getting a big win like that from you guys coming back to practice?
Honestly, I know it's going to blow your mind, but their approach on Sunday. We wouldn't have done that a year ago. I'm talking about last Sunday. Everybody here watching the film, lifting. You know, a bunch of guys ran. Some guys ran that weren't supposed to run. They ran because they wanted to get better. And then this week, you know, everybody got all their assignments done by Friday. Everybody was back in time for study hall on Sunday. And the guys that needed treatment were here, and here we are, you know, making progress because of that. So I know that sounds, you know, Coach, what are you talking about? But the reality is, you know, that's the first key to being a good team is eliminating the things that cause you to lose, distractions.
Jelani Hamilton, he's listed as an end on
Yeah.
the depth chart. Is that a position switch?
Oh, I mean, in our system, that's, you know, those guys go back and forth, but, you know, he's playing more rugged now. I'm excited about Jelani. I really am. I mean, that was the most rugged week that he's had. And if he continues to play tough, he's got flexibility, he's got length, and he's getting stronger. So, I mean, again, it's a young season. I'd like to see him make a move now. I really would, because he's physically, you know, we haven't seen the best of Jelani yet.
Kamalu, did you see a lot out of him this week?
Same thing, you know, good work. Again, that's a good battle there, and either they're, you know, they can play either one in our system.
Health-wise, did you get better last week, or at least able to maintain?
I think we've been healthy though. I think, you know, again, Danny Isidore is a freak thing on day one of training camp. You know, it really just turns his foot, non-contact. You know, Rayshawn was unfortunate, but I think we're, you know, and Hunter and I had that going into the season. But I think we're fairly healthy. Knock on wood. You know, I think we're in good condition. We're able to take care of this team, Tim, because if we put them in helmets, they know how to work. If we put them in tops, they know how to work. And in fact, we were in tops 3 days last week. So instead of having to go to pads, because they know how to work. So I think they're healthy. You know, we got to keep that way, and you know, we got to, you know, keep the pressure on them to learn and have urgency.
Because of the level of competition, you're probably going to get this question a lot, but you're not going to be worried about this team. Many letdowns against Savannah State.
Our team?
Yeah.
I'm worried about our team every minute of the day. Every minute of the day, I'm worried about our team, and that's the truth. And I mean that respectfully. You know, every player who needs to be lifted, who needs to be pushed, who needs to get better at this, you know, who's lacking in this, who needs to get stronger, who needs to be pulled back on. You're managing that every day, and so yeah, I do worry about it every day. And you know, we had a good day today. We'll go watch the film. We got to get the guys better that made some mistakes, and then we got to have a good one tomorrow, and keep investing and keep putting money in the bank every day.
Last question for Coach.
Al, I know AJ is not a starter, but you know, what does he contribute?
Yeah, he's a starter in our mind. I mean, I know he's in a rotation, so he ends up playing 1/3 of the game plus what he does on special teams. What could be more valuable than what he did in the hands team last week? You know, and it's not just what you guys see in the outcome; it's what happens in the huddle beforehand, and the poise and the presence and the intelligence that he has, and be able to adapt and adjust in the huddle. You know, to be able to say, okay, guys, here's what we got to do, and so it's not like you see a lot of onside kicks from Florida. So we didn't know exactly what they were going to do, and so it was great to see Alonzo step up and do what he did.
Awesome.